Evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 4 of Wellbeing Wednesday on Let's Speak. What I'm going to do is wait a couple of minutes for everybody to get on, but in the meantime, can somebody just confirm in the comments, one, that you can see the image being 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 green circles, and 2, that you can hear me. And we'll just confirm that first as people start logging on. And while we wait for that, you can also obviously have a look at these 6 circles and see what you make of it. As some of you that may have been here 2 weeks ago may have remembered, I started by wanting to share a screen or a split screen like what we do in Zoom. This week I thought, right, let's keep it simple. The actual infographic here is far more important than looking at me trying to explain something. So yeah, got a few people on. Can somebody just confirm that 1, you can hear me, and 2, you can see this graphic? Okay, I'm just going to assume that you can hear and see this. So, right, let's get started. Hope you've all had a great day. My name's Johnny. I was here 2 weeks ago. Nathan was here last week. Done a great job on a discussion about fear. And importantly, not being afraid, 1, not being afraid of fear, and 2, not being afraid to do things. So I want to follow on with a discussion on change. And hopefully after all of Nathan's reasons not to be afraid of fear, you are now ready to change your life. As some of you are aware, I am a therapist coach who specializes in anxiety, addiction, trauma. One of the many tools I use with clients is this infographic called The Stages of Change. It's based on a study by a couple of psychologists back in, I think it was in the 80s. And what they were trying to determine was what's different between people that successfully manage to leave addiction behind and those that don't. And this model here in front of you is the result. So basically, the stages of change, what happens at each stage, and how we can learn from it. However, I don't just use this tool here for addiction, so don't tune out thinking, oh, this doesn't concern me. This knowledge can be used in all areas of your life, whether that is to overcome a negative habit, or create a new positive, healthier life for yourself. So let's begin. Excuse me. The stages of change. 1, which you can see right up at the top of the circle, pre-contemplation. In this first stage, you have no intention on changing behavior. Now, this may be because you're quite happy doing what you are doing, or at least you believe you are. Maybe you're just not aware of the damage being caused by that behavior to others, to yourself, to your health, etc. And as we go around to stage 2, contemplation. Aware a problem exists, but with no commitment to action. Maybe your behavior has resulted in arguments with your family or underperforming at work. Maybe it's continued absency issues, or even disciplinary action. Maybe you've had a health scare, a wake-up call, trouble with the law, or money problems. For many of us, this is what happens. So the good thing is, at least we're aware of the problem. We know it exists, whether that's forced upon us by, our partner, work, or whatever. So we go through a phase. For some of us, it's very quick. For some of us, it takes, a long time or never. But for the ones that do manage to, wake up, we move on to stage 3, preparation. Intent on taking action to address the problem. For many of us, this is prompted by an event, like I just said. Maybe an ultimatum of some sort, whether that's work, the partner, financial issues, whatever. So we're at a stage, we know we need to take action, whether that is to salvage a relationship, as I said, our career, our health, or maybe we just realize we want more in life, whether that's for our kids, their future. Whatever it is, like anything, it's all in the preparation. This is where we set ourselves up, though, in preparation, or our lack of it. This is where we set ourselves up for failure or success. So what do we do in preparation? Well, start by working out your strategy, your objectives. What's important here? What's your priorities at this stage in your life? And then do whatever's necessary. Talk to the right people. Work out what tactics you will need to employ to achieve your goals. Maybe find out what have others done in the same boat to achieve that same goal. And then, model or copy bits of what they've done. And, use that to whatever works for you, basically. But, you don't reinvent the wheel. Somebody's managed to do it. If they can do it, so can you. So, for example, with my addiction clients, couple of things, 3 things. Journaling daily. Like, journaling for me, it sounds silly, but simply writing down your thoughts and feelings each day. To-do lists. Then actually doing them. Then writing down what how that made you feel, both before and after. Then reviewing those same, what would you call it? Basically reviewing everything that you wrote down later in the day. And then start again at the end of the evening, write down tomorrow's to do. And it sounds mundane and it sounds like, yeah, whatever. But as the days and weeks go by, and as you progress, and as you can see the difference. And when I say like journal, it's like write down how you felt before you went for a walk, and how you felt after. How you felt before you said no, and how you felt after. But depending on the journey you're on, maybe journal your body weight, your blood pressure, etc., etc. And as you see the improvements, I won't get deep into it now, but hormones are set in motion to make you feel good, like dopamine for motivation and serotonin, the feel good hormone. And the more you do these things, the better you feel. So, like I was saying, with the addiction clients, journaling daily, learning how to stay calm, stay in control, and especially pattern interrupting their schedule to ensure they avoid the usual triggers. You know what I mean? Like you come in from work, go to the fridge, grab a beer or a tray, those kind of things. So that brings us on to stage 4, action. Active modification of behavior. Okay, so you've recognized there is a problem. You decided to address it. You've made all the necessary preparations. And now it's day 1. In the beginning, you're motivated, excited even. The important thing here is knowing why you are doing this and reminding yourself. Again, through your journal. Well, that's how I do it. Whatever works for you. And the thing is, at this stage, the better you have prepared in the previous stage, preparation, the easier this stage will be. And the less likely you will be to become demotivated. Just have a look at comments. Nathan, a great example of using inspiration from someone else is Tyson Fury for so many, including me. Exactly. Evening in. Yeah, whatever. Then what you're saying there about motivation, it's the journey I ended up on was I took motivation from Tony Robbins and a few other people like that. And when you see where they've come from and where they are now, so I've modeled myself on his journey and a few other people. But yeah, absolutely. Like why would you reinvent the wheel? So yeah, so stage 5, maintenance. Sustained change. New behavior replaces old. This is what happened to me, and this is what I've seen with so many clients. This is where the magic happens. This is where you get off the bloody wheel. That one that you see like the mice or whatever running around. This is where you get off. When I say sustained, what I'm saying is until this new behavior becomes our norm, until we are in a stable place in our lives, a stable, happy, maintained, this is who we are. Until that happens, we will be vulnerable to relapse, unfortunately. And as I said at the start, this isn't just about addiction. This is, this could be about falling off the wagon, granted, but it could be, your well-intentioned idea, new year, resolutions and all that. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to learn a new language. I'm going to be a better partner. We do relapse. We fall back into old patterns of behavior. But the thing is, just like Nathan said last week, don't be afraid to fail. Actually, it's only by failing that we can ever succeed. Think about it. Without trial and error, whether that's research and development in science or whatever, or trying something new at home, in our relationship, at work, it's without trial and error, there is no evolution. Like, talking about relapse. And that's touched on a lot last week. Why would you be afraid to fail? Like, you literally have to fail your way to success. Who remembers, for example, I know I did as a kid, it was hilarious, but who remembers falling off the bike again and again and again until you finally were able to ride it without breaking your face? That's what we're doing in relapse. That's what we're doing when we fail our way to success. So, don't ever be afraid of having a crack, basically. But again, for those of us that do relapse, and we do end up at that top of that circle again, pre-contemplation. Well, not all of us. And this is where I want to get to in the end, and we'll get to that thing in the center. Without understanding that little spiral in the center, most of us are destined to go back to pre-contemplation. No intention on changing behavior. And unfortunately, for many of us, we think we're happy there. Of course we're not. But until we get around and around on that circle again to contemplation, aware of a problem, we're not really aware. For many of us, we're forced into being aware. We've got that another ultimatum, from the missus, from the boss. We get a wake up call from the doctor, whatever it is. The secret about all of this is where I'm going to right now. So it's basically those three at the bottom. We need to prepare. We need to really, I'm a big believer that you can't change other people's behavior. You need and want to do this yourself. So assuming you do want to, rather than need to, do the preparation. Really think about, and I'm happy to add things on in the comments here later, like emotional needs audit is one. It's a big, to me, it was massive learning about emotional needs. And the wheel of life. What's important to you? What do you want? We're all well, let's put it this way, life is short. So what do you want out of life? Determine that. Do the preparation. As it says there, be intent on taking action to address the problem. Now, it might necessarily be a problem. It could be a motivation. It could be a wake up, as in there's more to life. I want to get out there. I want to improve my kids' future. I want to see the world, whatever it is. But to get off of this little vicious circle, preparation, action, and maintenance. And as I said, in maintenance, sustained change new behavior replaces old. This this merry-go-round. It happens all of us in our lives, but there is a way out. The sustained change, new behavior replaces old, and then understanding in relapse. Don't be afraid, like Nathan said last week. Don't be afraid to fail. Sorry, I'm watching some of these comments here. Jack's been on daddy duties and came on late. Good work, Jack. I mean, as daddies, that's our first duty, isn't it, really? So you're already on the right track of some of the stuff that I'm talking about here. Nathan, great analogies, Johnny. You're dead right. We don't walk until we have learned how to get up from falling. Yeah, exactly. You've gone back earlier. I'm talking about the bike, but isn't it hilarious watching the kids they keep falling? They don't worry about, I failed, I'm not going to try anymore, do they? It seems the hardest thing to do, to step out or off that circle until you've stepped off. Yeah, but that's what I was saying, Nathan, about evolution or trial and error. It's don't be afraid to fail. So yeah, whatever change you want or need to make in your life, we need to focus on, like I said, 1, the preparation. Analyze for you. I can't tell you what's important to you. Determine what it is you want in life. Do the research. What's out there? What's available? Who made it happen? Action. Active modification of behavior. This is where you need to commit. This is the difficult bit, for sure. But if you prepare well, this is, when you get to this stage, it's you got to think, why am I doing this? What's important to me? What's the goal? What's the outcome? Do I want to be a role model for my kids? Whatever it is. And again, in action, that's where I find the journal is critical, because you need to remind yourself, because that little voice in your head, he's always in there. He's always, yeah, mate, there's no harm having a couple, or I'll try again tomorrow, or you deserve it, or whatever, So to combat that little voice, you really need instead that journal. First thing in the morning, you read your commitments, what you're going to do today. Then you do it. During the day, you write down all your thoughts and feelings. And then that evening, you review your day and you plan tomorrow. So, yeah. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. That little dotted spiral in the middle. That is key as well. That's the part when Nathan was speaking last week about fear of failing and everything. You haven't failed. You're failing your way up, basically. It's an upward spiral. Learn from each relapse. Change is an upward spiral. In other words, even if you fail, just keep on trying, and importantly, make sure you learn and something from each relapse. So yeah, there you have it. Seems simple, but if it was, none of us would have been in some of the places we've been. But that's what we evolve. We grow through the pains. So yeah, that's any questions on that? Fill your way up, Nathan. That's exactly, think about it. Every evolution in life, in business, in science, in medicine, think about it. If we didn't try, where would we be? So yeah, that's my motto in life. Fail your way up. So any questions, guys? Like I said, I'll happy to share, for example, the emotional needs audit in the comments. That's where you sort of have to ask yourself a few honest questions about things in your life, what's missing, and what I've found is anybody with anxiety, depression, addiction, it nearly always comes back to missing emotional needs or psychological trauma. And I'm happy to go into those topics again in following sessions. But what would be interesting is anybody has ideas, like we're doing this for you guys out there. So, it's no point in me talking about what interests me. Both me and Nathan, Jack and Joe and Carl and Ian and everybody on here, we're happy between us, whatever our skill set is, to to come on here and get this discussion going and to help you guys. So, reach out, tell us what it is you're interested in, and yeah, we're going to do this as long as it's useful for all of you. So unless anybody's got any questions on this, I'll sign off, go have my dinner, and I'll post on here, or I'll check on here later for any inquiries. And yeah, as I said, the business I'm in, I've got more than enough experience to help all you guys with anything you want to ask. Yeah, so cheers. Nathan's back next Wednesday. I'm sure he'll let us know what his topic is, but he's doing some great motivational speeches, and I'll carry on doing the stuff relevant to my qualifications. And between us and any of the other guys that want to jump on, I'd like to think that we're really helping you guys. Okay, so Nathan's just told me, looks interesting. Nathan, next week's session is on the science of scared. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and I'll see you then. I'll have a think about what I'll be doing the week after, but I'd really like some input and feedback from you guys. Until then, look forward to the science of scared already. See you guys, have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your week.